What's up guys, Justin here with the CGEssentials.com, back with another Blender modifier tutorial for you. So in today's video we're going to check out the Screw Modifier, which is basically a modifier designed to take a profile and rotate it along an axis in order to create an extruded shape. So we'll talk more about what that means in just a second, but for now let's go ahead and just jump into it. Alright, so this modifier is a little bit different. So the way that the documentation talks about it is a little bit weird because it talks about how you can take a profile object and create a helix-like shape. That's an interesting description to me because you can do more than that with this modifier. So it's kind of odd, but we'll talk through exactly what it does and exactly why you should be using it. So first off, let's start by creating a simple shape. And I do want to note that I'm going to be using an add-on called Extra Objects in here in order to draw my lines. So that's built into Blender. Just make sure that you've enabled that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by just going to a straight on view right here. I'm just going to do a Shift A and I'm going to add a single vertex. So we're just going to click on single vertex right here. And then in edit mode, make sure that you're in vertex select mode. And so now what we're going to do is we're just going to basically extrude this vertex to create a shape. So what we're going to do is tap the E key and extrude this along this axis. And I'm just going to extrude this in order to create a shape. I don't want to get too complicated with it for right now. We're basically just going to create a simple profile. And you can see my scales all wrong and all of that. It's not really that big of a deal for what we're trying to do. We're just going to create a fairly simple shape. All right. Good enough for what we're trying to do right here. So basically what we've done is we've created a shape that's made up of edges, right? So if we look at this, or we've created a line that basically runs between these vertices. Well, now we're going to tab back into object mode and we're going to go down and we're going to apply the Screw Modifier to this object. So if I activate this, click on Screw, you can see what this is going to do is this is going to take this object and it's going to basically turn it around this axis. So if we were to look at the wireframe, you can see how basically what it's doing is it's taking those edges that we drew and it's just taking them along this Z axis right here in order to create this shape. So you can use this to create all sorts of objects that are basically like rotationally lathed like this. And so you can use this to turn things along an axis to create shapes. Let's take a look at some of the options that are in here. So first off, let's look at the axis options. So the axis option is probably going to be the most important thing because it's going to set the direction that this is being turned, right? So it's basically setting the axis that this is getting screwed or turned around. So if I select these different options, notice how I'm getting different results. And if you want to see what the object axes look like, you can go to your options and click on Effect Only Origins. And what that's going to do is that's going to pull up your object origin right here. And you can see that this is the Z-axis, this is the Y, and this is the X. So for example, if your object had been rotated and it didn't align anymore with the model axes, you could use this to see what the object axes are. And so we'll talk about how to use an axis object in a minute, but there's also options in here for the angle. So right now this is being turned 360 degrees, right? But see how as I adjust this is affecting how far this object is turned. And there's some interesting things you could do in here with like keyframing this. So for example, you could keyframe this to 0, and then you could keyframe it again to a value of 360. So like this, if you wanted to like animate this, you could definitely do that as well. So just kind of a fun idea for an animation. So you can keyframe those values, but you can see how this is basically extruding this along that axis. And I'm going to go ahead and delete my keyframes. And so this next option is the screw option. And so basically what that means is that right now this is just turning this along this axis. However, if you were to use the screw option, you can see how what that's going to do instead is that's going to not only rotate this but also move this in a direction while it's also rotating this. We'll talk more about this in a second. It's not really useful for this kind of object, but when we create a helix, it's going to be important. So iterations we'll talk about in a second. That's basically how many times this happens. So for example, notice how as I set iterations, that's going to rotate this around more and more. So again, not necessarily great for our wine glass example, but good for some other shapes that you can create. So now let's add a new object. So let's do a Shift A and let's add a circle. So I'm just going to add a circle. I'm going to move it over here, scale it down, then let's rotate it along this axis right here. So what I've done is I've basically created a profile. Well, now let's add the screw modifier to this object. So first thing you can see is you're not really getting any kind of results at the moment. Let's start by adding a screw distance in here. And we may need to apply our rotation and scale. There we go. So applying your rotation and scale is going to be really important when you do this, just because it's going to set the base direction of this object. But you can see how if we select these different objects, what this is going to do is the same kind of thing where it's taking it and it's rotating it by 360 degrees and it's giving it a direction. However, it's not really giving us anything helpful, right? Like it's not really giving us a very good result. And so the reason for that is because this is using the object origin, so this little dot right here, as a base point for your rotation. And so a cool thing that you can do is you can adjust your object origin to a different point in order to get a better result. So let's do that thing we did before where we go to our options and we go to our transform and we set this to affect only our origins. So what that means is now if I use a tool like the move tool, so if I tap G and I move this out, you can see how this is going to change the point that this is being rotated around, right? So initially it's being rotated around a point right here, but if I move my object origin over here, suddenly I'm getting a different result. So notice right now we're getting some weird distortion in here. That's because the origin isn't aligned with this point right here. So if we move our origin back over here so that it's aligned with this object, notice how once we align this, we're not getting that distortion in our shape anymore, and we're getting a much better helix. So you can kind of play around with this. So this is one of those things where it really is kind of a trial and error thing to do, just because it's just not super intuitive. But let's say we wanted this, this helix to continue. We could just adjust the number of iterations in here up. Right? So now we have a number of different iterations in here. And notice the number of steps is going to increase your resolution in here. So the more steps that we have in our object, the more detail we're going to get inside of our extrusion. So we're going to go out of effect only origins mode. You could also use this with multiple shapes. So let's say, for example, that we had multiple circles. So let's create a circle right here. Move it over. Let's tab into edit mode, scale it down, rotate it on this axis, like this. Let's just jump into vertical mode like this, and let's just duplicate it multiple different times, like this. So notice we made all of those changes in edit mode, so all of these are now in our model. But now if we were to add the screw modifier, like this, and let's adjust our screw so that it's up here, and we want to move our object origin over this way a bit. So you can see how you could use this to create a helix of multiple objects in here as well. In addition to being able to use your object origin to set the way that this rotates, you can also add an axis object in order to do that. So let's add we'll call it a circle again. So I'm going to make a circle, move it over, and then let's go into edit mode. I'll do an R, Y, 90. We'll look at it front on, and we'll delete maybe half of the vertices in here. But let's say we wanted to take this profile right here, and we wanted to use the screw modifier on it. So again, right now you're just going to get a little bowl shape. But let's say we wanted this to go around the axis like I did before. You can see how we're not getting a very good result in here. Well, I'm going to do a Shift A, and we're going to add an empty. So I'm just going to add a plain axis empty, and I'm going to move it over here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to select that axis object with the eyedropper. Well, now that axis object is going to act kind of like the origin did, in the sense that we can adjust the way that this is being extruded in here based on the location of our empty rather than the location of our object origin. So you can use this in order to more precisely control the screw effect that's being placed inside your model. And so notice how right now if I move this up and down, so on the z-axis it's not doing anything. If you want that kind of fine control, you can check the box for object screw, which comes up. Basically what object screw is going to do is it's going to gray out this screw option right here. So you can adjust it, but notice how it's not changing anything anymore. As soon as you set this to object screw, that means that this is going to adjust the height up and down based on the location of this object that you've tied everything to. So I find this gives me a little bit more control and a better result. So if you are looking for that, you can use this in order to do that as well. So that's where I'm going to end this video. Leave a comment below and let me know what you thought. Have you used this modifier before? I just love having that conversation with you guys. If you like this video, please remember to click that like button down below. If you're new around here, remember to click that subscribe button for new Blender content every week. If you like what I'm doing on this channel, please consider supporting me on Patreon. Every little bit helps, so make sure to check out that link in the notes down below. But in any case, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. I really appreciate it, and I will catch you in the next video. Thanks, guys.